Jr., this has got to be a dream come true for a 20-year-old.
It sure is. Oh, it really is.
Your crew is leaving without you, by the way.
Leaving. They can get back, get it ready. I'll tell you. I got to give them all the credit. You know, they're making it go. We're getting our part of luck, too. And I'm racing the guys I always admired all my life, and we're getting past them, and I can't believe it.
Those first few runs, all that horsepower, a little scary?
Not as much as I thought it was going to be. It came, of course, it's always in the beginning, but it came pretty natural.
Okay, we'll get him a ride back. Gary, Don?
It has been a storybook kind of a day thus far for Don Gay Jr. Joe Lapone, meanwhile, inside his pro stock car, getting ready for his burnout as he'll have a match coming up here with Don Beverly. Whoa, a little sideways there on that burnout as he really lit up the rear end.
I think Joe Lapone does that on purpose. He just likes to have some fun with the car, dirt track it a little bit. Now, earlier in the second round, Joe Lapone from Pennsylvania beat the man who beat the man. Butch Leal, you'll remember, defeated Bob Glidden in round number 1. Well, he tried the hole shot technique again. Watch the car in the far lane. What is it they say about paybacks? This time he moved 1/100th of a second too quick, and the Christmas tree caught him with a foul start.
So that meant that Lapone now goes against this man, Don Beverly. Beverly in the second round met and defeated Don Kuntz. Let's take a look at how this one came down to the line.
It was a battle of Oldsmobiles side by side all the way down the quarter mile, with Beverly just eking out a victory over Don Kuntz. And here we go. It is Beverly in the far lane. It is Joe Lapone Jr. near lane, 2,350 pounds, 500 cubic inches maximum, 2 4-barrel carburetors, and racing gasoline.
And while it looked like Lapone may have moved first, it's clearly Beverly with a decisive victory, 7:46 to advance to the finals. It marks the first time in the 1989 NHRA championship season that Don Beverly has made a final round. His opponent will be Bruce Allen, and remember, Allen with a tremendous opportunity today to close that points gap on front-running Bob Glidden, who was sidelined in the first round.
A lot of attention in the pit area for Kenny Bernstein. It used to be the fans just brought the little 35-millimeter cameras. Now they got video cameras almost as big as ours. Bernstein's expert crew just about done with their work, getting ready to meet Don Prudhomme in the semifinals of funny car competition to come. But right now, it is time for the semifinal round in Top Fuel Eliminator, and again, we ride with Eddie Hill.
And in the far lane, just opposite Hill's cockpit, Dick LaHaye, the man with the injured back, backing into position, and there's a problem here. Fuzzy Carter concerned about something on Eddie Hill's car.
And he doesn't know what it is. He's shaking his head. I don't know whether he's going to tell Hill to shut off what he's showing him, some kind of a part, and I guess it's going to be all right. I don't see Hill shutting off the engine. He's going to race.
For a lot of men, this would disturb their concentration greatly. Not Eddie Hill. Not when you've driven at high speed as much as he has, not only on asphalt, but on water as well in the drag boat days. Now, Dick LaHaye did everything very gingerly. Did not make any jerky moves with that car. That tells you he's in pain even on the starting line. Eddie Hill is away, but he loses traction. Dick LaHaye will go to the final round at 5:15, 280 miles per hour to a losing 5:55. Let's go to Gary with Fuzzy Carter.
We saw you scrambling around earlier. Were you concerned or upset about something?
Yeah, I was. Like I say, we've been fighting this clutch deal for the last couple of races, and this arm fell off of it. It activates the third and fourth stage, and I seen it fall down on the ground, and I thought, well, LaHaye might smoke the tires, and we got to go for it, and all the clutch come in at one time on the deal, and it just blew the tires off of it. So I just gambled and went ahead and run it.
Don, if Eddie Hill recognized that piece when Fuzzy showed it to him, he knew what was going to happen.
Oh, he recognized it because that part is what holds that clutch from coming in through the use of an air cylinder. So Hill no longer had a 3-stage clutch. He had a 1-stage clutch that came in immediately when the car left the starting line.
And the beneficiary of Hill's problems is now with Steve.
Well, there's no better painkiller for Dick LaHaye. I'm not even sure this worked, but another round win, a final round berth in a 5:16. Can you make it?
We can make it, believe me. If they have to put me in the car, we'll make it.
And does the pain affect you at all in the cockpit driving?
Once the Kim straps me in there, it isn't too bad. And once the car starts and I can't think about it. But it's when I pull the parachute in the shut-off area, boy, it just, I mean, it takes my breath away is what it does. It's amazing. If you've ever had a broken rib, you'll know what it's like.
Find some shade.
Thank you, Steve.
Hard to imagine the discomfort Dick LaHaye is in, but he is in the finals. And he's about to find out who he'll run in the finals for the Summer Nationals Championship. As he fights for a deep breath, we go back to the line as Gary Ormsby gets set to go up against Darrell Gwynn. Ormsby with 4 wins this year. Each time he's been in the finals, he's been in a winner. He needs a victory over Gwynn now to get a 5th opportunity of the season.
This vehicle of Ormsby's in the far lane is just truly amazing. It seldom loses traction. Once in a while, but not often. He gets about 3 times the tire life of anybody else, which means Don Garlits are not spinning the tire.
Well, he's not worried about the cost of the tires. It's traction is the name of the game in this business, and traction he's got.
Traction good for both men, and Ormsby, who won the Summer Nationals in '87, will have another opportunity as he advances to the finals with a 5:18, 281-mile-per-hour run. The final pairing, Gary Ormsby against Dick LaHaye, and the injured LaHaye has lane choice. Meanwhile, in the funny car pits, the Snake, Don Prudhomme, warming up his motor. He has a semifinal challenge against another 4-time funny car champion, Kenny Bernstein, upcoming in the NHRA Budweiser Summer Nationals. Our colleague Don Garlits, the 3-time world top fuel champion, getting in a little extracurricular duty earlier this day. A lot of autographs being signed. I'm Gary Gerald, also along with Steve Evans, and we're looking ahead now to the funny car semifinals with this tremendous crowd that's on hand at Old Bridge Township Raceway Park. Southern California veteran Ed the Ace McCullough backing his Olds Cutlass into position. He had a very weak burnout a few moments ago. Very little tire smoke. Got to wonder if that will play any kind of a role in this semifinal funny car matchup against Don Gay Jr. Gay, of course, is having a storybook weekend in the Summer Nationals. Steve now is with Gary Ormsby.
Well, Gary, a 5:18 has cost you lane choice, but the way things are going today, I'm not sure much can stop you or discourage you.
Well, I don't know about stopping us, Steve, but as far as discouraging us, nothing discourages us yet. We've kind of overcame some adversity so far today to end up in this final round, so we'll see what happens.
A wry smile on the face of Gary Ormsby, the top fuel season points leader, as we watch Ed McCullough get ready in the near lane for this run against Don Gay Jr. Gay has sidelined Scott Coletta and Mark Oswald, but he goes up in smoke this time, and McCullough will advance to the finals. But a look of concern on the face of crew chief Bernie Federley. A 5:64 run for McCullough. Not a strong performance, but it's enough to get him into the finals. And Don Gay's storybook rookie opening weekend in funny car competition is history. Mike Klober, crew chief for Don Prudhomme, getting ready to fire up the power plant for the man who has owned this racetrack over the years, 6 times a Summer Nationals champion. Now, Don Garlits, we just mentioned that McCullough had a relatively weak burnout, very little tire smoke. How important is this function that we watch these drivers go through before every round?
I think it's critical to the performance of these cars. They're doing 2 things. They're getting the engine up to the proper temperature, but more important, they're getting the tires up to the proper temperature. And if they don't get that temperature in the tires, they will get wheel spin down course. And as you noticed on McCullough's run, there was a little bit of smoke coming off of the bottom of those tires. He didn't get loose, but he could have. And you saw the performance fall off tremendously from the run before.
Now, we saw Prudhomme's burnout. Let's take a look at Kenny Bernstein and look at that trail of smoke. That would indicate that he has generated a tremendous amount of heat.
Both of these cars have made excellent burnouts and should have the tires up to the proper temperature for the run in order to maintain traction.
Now let's go back just a few moments ago and take a look at McCullough. This was his burnout, and notice that there was very little, if any, tire smoke generated.
Oh, he got no tire heat whatsoever, and so this was bad for the performance.
But nonetheless, he was able to get the victory because Gay lost traction. McCullough is in the finals, and Steve Evans is now alongside the man known as the Ace.
Well, Ed McCullough, after that smokeless burnout, Don Gay going up into smoke may be the break you needed.
Well, the racetrack is awful hot out there, and you come through the water, and the tire dries up. I knew what it did. The tire dried up. Didn't smoke the tire. Put a lot of heat in clutch. So, you know, we back up and hope it works.
It was the heat in the clutch that concerned us.
Well, I don't know what it ran, but I mean, it wasn't any
560s.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, you know, it was just a puppy out there. So, you know, when it's your day, it's your day.
Indeed. Well, Ed the Ace McCullough may be holding all of the cards.
Just a puppy. The man and his car, the 4 aces in the finals. Will it be Bernstein or Prudhomme against McCullough? We're about to find out. 2 of the grand champions of NHRA funny car competition of all time off the line. Problems for Prudhomme, and Kenny Bernstein is on a roll. The consistency again, a 5.40 run at 270 miles per hour. And for Don Prudhomme, the man who's won so many times in the Summer Nationals, this will not be his year. The final pairings, McCullough against Bernstein, and Bernstein with that 540 round will have lane choice.